why are brand colours important, how to convey emotions with colours, and how to create colour palettes. And if you already don't know, my name is Cami. I'm a brand designer / strategist. Here on YouTube I do tons of passion projects as well as design talking videos like this. And you can also go check me out on Instagram. That's where I post the most, that's where I interact the most. And let's get started. Brands use colours to convey emotions, and emotions are very powerful. They are what creates the impact with our decision-making process. The same colours can provoke similar responses in different people, showing that it is a cultural agreement of what these colours stands for. It is also important to know that different shades can create different emotions, such as dark blue and light blue create total different emotions. So colour psychology is all about how colours impact people's emotions and how do they perceive the brands due to the colours. This plays such an important role in branding. So we have colours like red and orange that are warm colours. We have cool colours like blue, happy colours like yellow, orange, pink, sad colours, so dark and muted colours like grey, calming colours like blue and green, energizing colours like red and neon colours. And here is a useful article all about colours and their meanings. I'll leave a link below. So here are some tips on how to create your brand colours. Step 1. Choose a colour that represents your brand personality. To do this, it is helpful to have a look at brand adjectives and see what reflects your brand. This is the first steps, and then condense into a smaller number like 3. So I see my brand as brave, cheeky, empowering, and this is the colour palette that I use. It is also good to have a look at a spectrum of brand personality. So basically a this or that. So it could be questions like feminine or masculine, playful, serious, luxurious, affordable, youthful, and mature, and so on. And here is some links below for brand personality sliders. Step 2. Choosing brand colours that appeal to your target audience. I advise looking into your target audience, understanding the ins and outs of them, and then creating personas like these. This is so important, as then you'll be creating your brand colours based on what your target audience likes and what they resonate with, compared to what you like. So always ask yourself, what does the persona resonate with the most? Step 3. Choosing colours that stand out from the competition. Of course, you want your brand to stand out from the crowd, and colour is one powerful way to do this. So do a competitor analysis, have a look at the similarities and the differences, even maybe a SWOT analysis, which is seeing the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A little tip for you: convert your palette into grayscale. This will instantly give you a check of the values of all of the colours, as well as seeing if there is enough contrast between all of them. This will improve readability and leads to a better colour palette. So what should you include in a colour palette? A colour palette includes 5 or more or less colours. It includes dominant colours, complementary colours, and accent colours. You should also think about the 60-30-10 rule, where the dominant colours are the 60, this would be like your backgrounds. Complementary is the 30%, where this could be like the main elements such as the logo or the text. And the accent colour is 10%. This is a little bit of pop of colour to grab attention. An example of this is website buttons. The 60-30-10 rule creates a nice balance and harmony within your design. However, you don't need to keep within those rules. You can mix about the colours, so what was your dominant colour can become a complementary colour, and your complementary colour can become your dominant colour. So you can switch around the percentages as long as the harmony is still there and it creates a nice balance. So you don't need to stick with the rules, and you can mix it up, just as long as you understand the rules. If you are starting out, I recommend using 3 colours. This basically makes your life easier. There is a couple of different colour palettes that you can go for, like monochromatic, which is just using 1 colour, and basically you are using 1 colour and using different shades to create the colour palette. Complementary is using 2 colours that are on the opposite sides of the colour wheel. What I think you should start doing when you're using a complementary colour palette is to use a close opposite rather than exactly the opposite. This creates a little bit more of an interesting color palette instead of the right opposite, which is predictable. And this color palette is a little bit harder than the first one, as you now have to deal with two different colors. Analogous colors is where the colors are next to each other, for example, red and orange. Then we have the tridal colors, which is 3 colors and they create a triangle on the color wheel. Again, this is a step more difficult as you are now dealing with 3 different colors and their shades. Using the tridal color is great to have like a playful and exciting color palette due to its contrast. And again, don't be afraid to experiment and add funky colors that maybe people will not be using. This creates a more unique color palette. And of course, there is a couple different other color palettes you can use other than the 4 that I've mentioned here, so definitely check them out. But these are like the 4 main ones, I think. So where can you find inspiration? You can find inspiration around you, so any paintings, nature, packaging, these are great sources of inspiration. However, you can also find online sources like Pinterest, Adobe Colors, Coolery, Canva. Also have a look at other designers like Abi Design and Wildflower Design Co. that post color palettes that can create a lot of inspiration. So these are my steps and tips for creating a great looking, unique color palette. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if this is something that you do, this process, or do you use another process. Let's share great information. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!